Oh my gosh, Rachel! I know Chrissy's in the background. I don't know who my guest is, but that's you guys already know. But anyway, I can put her in the background and I can talk about her. I love to talk about you behind your back. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody knows I do this. So we will do this. I'm going to review for a second and I will bring you back. So everybody, I'm so excited because tonight I'm really, really grateful to have Rachel Beck on the show. I don't know how many of you know her story. It's a very, very interesting story. And I think it'll touch a lot of your hearts, to be honest with you. So let's just get down to it. It says you already know that she's here, right? Anyway, so I guess you guys know that the theme of the show is called How to Find Your Purposeful Life with Family, Health, and Career. She's definitely done all of those and more. And I just can't wait to bring her on again. So you guys can really hear her story because many of you do not know her backstory. And it's really easy to, to assume things about people and not really know what they're all about. So anyway, Rachel Beck was born, I'm butcher this name. Her birth name was LAKSHMI. She'll tell you how to say it right when she gets on there. But she's an international award winner photographer. How many of you guys know that? Probably no one because she doesn't really talk about it. And she runs a photography business in the Midwest in the United States. For 8 years, she was running that. And she's she has a great podcast too. If you haven't seen it, she can talk about that too. So through her camera lens, she's developed a unique perspective on how it weaves her vision into her words. Rachel also has a book. She has also produced a book, and I'll put this up there later, but with the name, but it's in Barnes & Noble and Amazon. She's adopted from India at 11 months old. So, and I'll have her talk about the adoption process in India, the places she was adopted from, and how she's still helping them. She has a BA in general studies with minors in psychology and gender studies, and has one goal: that her stories will triumph of tragedy will inspire many people as possible before she leaves the planet. If you guys know who she is, you'll know that that's what she's doing right now. Best way to get in touch with her, by the way, I'll just tell you guys now, but don't leave the show, is to connect with her on LinkedIn. And she will be talking today about assumptions regarding living with invisible diseases, because that's why Rachel and I really connected. That was part of the reasons, but also from our friend Gregory Proctor, who might be on here by now, because she cares about people with invisible diseases, and she's going to tell you why when she comes on. She's had a lot of grief from loss, and this conversation might be difficult for some to deal with tonight. So it's very important. This is very important for men and women to hear. It's not just for women. A lot of times I think people that come on my show, they assume that, or the people that are watching, they assume that it's only for women. It's not, because a lot of the things that she's going to talk about have affected men and women. But you guys, I'm so excited that you're here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, not just guys. I'm really excited to bring her on right now. She's in the back room going, hi. All right, guys. Oh, look at that.
Hello. How are you? Good evening.
Good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, Jen. It really is an honor and privilege. Thank you for our friendship. Thank you for understanding me and taking the time to truly understand my story. You are one of the most professional people I have ever worked with. You're an incredible communicator, and I just think you're an incredible human being, and I think people need to connect with my friend.
I think everybody needs to connect with Rachel too, because she has the best guests on her show. And same thing, first of all, I did not do the disclaimer. I am Jenny Gold. I own Jenny's Gold Standard, and this show is called PodcastNotPodcast. I never do that at the beginning because I just don't feel like it's about me. But the thing that we do need to talk about, because we will be talking about some her medical issues, and this is her story. I'm not a doctor or a nurse. She's not a doctor or a nurse, but she has family members who are watching going, don't say that. We can't say. So anyway,
And that's our medical disclosure. You know,
Yeah,
we're
those are
going to be sharing with, like Jenny said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I'm just sharing my experiences.
yes. So thank you. And you know what we have today? I think we're going to talk about these guys. I don't know if you know Philip Jones, but he actually Philip James. Sorry. He actually Jones.
Good evening, Philip. Good evening.
You know what? So you do know him. So
Say
I'll
that.
probably be talking about that in a little bit because that's one of the things she's had to deal with, one of her illnesses. So, but Philip, we will get back to you about that. Everybody, what I'm going to do is maybe call you guys out right now and say thank you for showing up, and at the end, because we have so many things we have to talk about tonight. We don't have to, but we will. It's going to go. It may go longer than an hour. Just saying. It just depends on. Rachel's really good at this, though. She's very good at this. Plus, she's going to go to dinner. Right. So Denise, thanks for coming on. Hey, Russ Hedge, thank you. I don't even know. There's so many people. Maria Rose, I'm so glad you were able to make it.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Everybody's coming on the show. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
We're grateful. Thank you for your time. We know time is valuable.
Thank you. So let's start from the beginning. Take it away. Go for it. No, I'm just kidding. Not that you can't go for it anyway. But.
That's really Take it away from where? Like where I started, where I am now.
Let's start from the beginning in India. So when you were adopted at 11 months, not that you remember that necessarily, but you and I both talk about our past when we were little kids. We remember a lot of our past. So I think it's very interesting.
I actually don't remember because I was born. When I was born, my mom died 2 days after giving birth. I was an extremely sick child. Hi, Russ. And I was taken to the founder of an orphanage that was being built, and I stayed with her. So no, hi, Denise.
Sorry. I shouldn't do that because we're not bringing a fit.
It's okay. I love saying hi to people. Hi, Denise.
Yeah.
And I stayed there until I was adopted by family in the States, and that's why I get up every day. Everything I do has to do with my goal of what I would like to achieve with the orphanage. Hello, Jamie. How are you? So that's why I do everything I do, Jenny. I don't forget where I come from. I go back there. I stay at the orphanage. I'm donating part of the proceeds of my book are going back to the orphanage. I hope you're doing good too, Philip.
Because you actually read that. Most people are like, I can't even read that and talk.
Look at that. I can see it. So that is a huge part of why I'm doing everything I'm doing. You know, people think that my life has been really, really easy, and that's not true at all. Oh, that is so nice. You said it's Doug. So proud of you. That was so nice to say that to Jenny.
It's really funny because I'm like, which child is that? Sorry, Doug. I'd be Doug Newman. He'll probably go, yes, it is.
Yeah, we're very proud of Jenny. So it's not been easy. You know, it's not been easy at all. None of my stories have been easy. So hi, Maria. So that's I'm trying to use my voice. I'm trying to light up other people to share their stories. Hi, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Thanks for she's coming in from Beverly Hills, California.
Hi. So that's what I'm trying. I use my voice to end anti-Semitism. I use my voice to end racism. I use my voice to stand up for the infertility community. I use my voice for mental health because I have PTSD. I use my voice for the illnesses that I face that nobody has seen. I battled a disease for 20 years that no one could see.
Right.
And just like with PTSD, you can't see what I have. Wow. So it's very hard, you know. So I try. People in my network know I have PTSD, and I use my platform to help end the stigma around mental health, and that there's not a face that matches the description that you see, right? I mean, it just doesn't. And then battling a disease that nobody could see because you can't see endometriosis.
Nope.
No. Are you asking personally how I handle it, or you're asking the audience?
Asking you. Yeah, these questions are for you. So I was just going to say, because you're starting to talk about your illnesses and everything, and I'm curious to see how you've handled grief, because it's it's what you're going to talk about is going to be pretty difficult. And this is what I want the men and the women to hear. Because
right.
what she's going to share with you is it affects men and women when it comes to any child loss or anything like that.
I've lost 2 children through miscarriages. And so I'm deeply passionate about speaking up for the infertility community. I actually do a special post on Mother's Day because that is a trigger for a lot of families, and I do it for Father's Day for that holidays a trigger, and it's a remembrance to them, or for all the parents out there, who have lost children. Those holidays are a big trigger for us. So how do I handle my grief? I sought the help that was necessary. We all need help in life. So I have therapists that have gotten me through some of the hardest times in my life. Nobody should lose a child. Like no one should. It doesn't matter, if it was during pregnancy or later in life. You just shouldn't have to go and then go through it twice. So I got help. I have a huge support system when it comes to my families and my friends in my life. I have 7 best girlfriends that we ride or die together. That's just the way it is. We get each other through the hardest times in our life. And I did a lot of things. So for me, I'm a very creative person. I'm not happy unless I'm creating. So art. I used to be a photographer for 10 years. You talked about that. I actually started my photography business after a really tragic experience that led me to have PTSD. That was a suggestion from someone in my family because they said, oh my gosh, Rach, you love photography. And I ended up running that business for 8 to 10 years.
Wow.
Art is extremely healing for me. Writing. I write a lot all the time. There are things that I can't express in verbal words. Hi, Tim. I can't necessarily express my grief in verbal words. So I do it through art. I do it through writing. And that has helped me to unlock part of my soul. Grief for me comes in waves. It's not, I can be having a great day and then, something hits me or, something like triggers me and it takes me back to all of it. So I'm also.
There's her book.
I do exercise too. Exercise helps me a lot, and I'm very consistent about that. I'm non-negotiable about that because it's good for my mental health. It's good for my physical health.
Right.
So those are all things that I do. I think that my support system is a huge part of why I'm still standing today. I'll be very honest about that. And so what I try to teach people, make sure who you're surrounding yourself is
positive.
The positive. I cannot be around negative people. I can't be around toxic people. I can't be around people who are not good energy for me because I am an empath. So I pick up on everything and I pick up on people's energy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, what's the name of your books? I'm just when life changes your plans. That's the name of the book that she has out on Amazon and Barnes and Noble stores. Are there any other places they can pick that up?
Like Amazon. Thank you for mentioning that. That was very, very sweet.
There.
I was here just to chill with my girlfriend today. That is very kind of you. Thank you.
No, I was like, it's a ticker down there. So I was like, yeah. But you guys take a look for that. It's a very inspiring book. It's a very emotional book. I'll just tell you that. I'm not gonna lie. It is. I was just reading like the forward or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do that tonight. I can't read that before tonight. But it's very inspiring though. And
it's the voice. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Tim knows we might need the bacon. I was like, she might be getting a little sniffly. I was like, there's the bacon. But anyway, let's just keep going. I'm sorry. Yeah. So grief was something I wanted to ask you about. Also, let's get over to the invisible diseases because you definitely have had invisible diseases.
Too many.
Most people don't know. Yeah, the real know, but my
And
whole thing about losing the children, your two children, or two babies, is that it doesn't only. I just want men to know that we think about you. I haven't lost a baby, but I'll just tell you, it's not just the women that are
that's right.
suffering. They know, we know that the men are also suffering. That's not
Yes,
a woman thing.
it absolutely is not. It is a family thing. It is it is a whole, because when you have to make that call to the grandparents and tell them they lost a grandchild, you have to make a call, to the uncles in the family and say, "I'm sorry, you just lost a niece or nephew." No,
Yeah.
it is a family thing. It's not just a female thing. It is an entire. And thank you for addressing that, because there's a whole family that goes through the grieving process. And I've taught people. I have taught. There are tips that help me, that people share, with me. And one of the things, we planted. There's a tree planted. And we had that. People will text me when they lose a child and say, "Rachel, like, what did you do?" So I will put up. I have angels that I put on my Christmas tree every year, even though I'm Jewish. I also celebrate, Hanukkah with friends, and decorate the house for both holidays. So I tell people, go out and get an angel for a couple for their tree. The biggest mistake people do, I'll tell you this right now, if we're going to talk about miscarriages, is that they don't say anything. And that is the worst thing you can do. It's not that hard to say, because either they don't know what to say, right? So they're like, I don't know what to say, so I'm not going to say anything. So that almost makes it worse. You can create a ceremony. That was passed on by my therapist when I went through it, and I did do a ceremony for it, because when someone dies, you have that whole grief process. You go to the cemetery, but it's not like that with a miscarriage. So there are things. I actually posted that when about a couple years back, me doing the ceremony, and just to share it with the infertility community, to share it with the and for the family members who like really don't know what to do. People can leave baskets. I always, when people text me and ask me, things of comfort, right? So I had people who did.
Is
It
it
was very, yeah, I was very, very weak after both. I had people who did food. You get a food sent to the house, a basket with like candles and warm blankets, comfort things. I tell people, what is going to bring that person like comfort? And no, you can't take away the pain. No, you can't, lessen the trauma for them. But what you can do is offer some comfort. It's a big help when someone, sends a meal over,
Yeah,
to a house. Yeah.
exactly. It was did you set Shiva for that, or if you lose a baby?
No, but interestingly enough, I think,
Okay.
I think that's going to change, and that's going to happen. You deal with it like within, my family and things like that.
Right.
When you're talking about invisible diseases, and this is what I ask people every day on this platform, to be empathetic human beings, because you have no clue what people are dealing with.
Exactly.
People look at me and they don't see a thing, right? They didn't see it for the 20 years I battled endometriosis.
Yeah.
They don't see me battling PTSD with it. And so when people go, "Oh, I didn't know you had PTSD," I'm like, "Because you can't see it. Just because you can't see it does not mean it's
it's getting you right here and here. Like, people don't understand. They just don't know.
no." And so Jenny, we use our voices to educate people, right?
Yeah.
We use our voices to say, just because you can't see it, they don't see every scar that I've had. I've had so many surgeries in my life. I don't wish on anybody. So they don't see those scars, right?
Yeah.
So it's important. I don't assume anything about anybody until somebody shares your story with me and says, "What's going on with you? How are you?" And then I feel it's an honor and privilege when someone opens their heart, shares their vulnerability. When the other thing is, I'm pleading for people to. You saw my video about this last week. I am pleading for people to make people feel safe on social media.
Yes.
And that's crucial. And that is really, really crucial because people are not feeling safe right now.
Yeah.
So I'm working very hard to educate that. Why? Because it affects the mental health community that is on this platform. And I'm very protective over the mental health community on this platform. Very protective over that.
Yes, I've seen that through you. I've seen you do that. I think it's very important too. And I think we've kind of talked about it, but a lot of people talked about this. Until the pandemic, most people just saw LinkedIn as being more of a business transaction type of thing. Like I did. I did join with all the companies I was working for. I always had to put everything I was doing for them and this and that, right? But now I know it's become more of a social also, but not like, I won't say the words, FB, IG, like those things, like those are more social. Those are more people kind of digging into people, but don't come on LinkedIn and do that. It's just not very.
We see it, right? We see it. I tell people all the time, I'm like, just like, oh, hi, Tim.
You just brought that up. I was like, okay.
Hey,
by the way,
is he asking you or me?
You. That's
okay.
about me. This is all about you.
I was like, let Jenny answer. I've been sharing my story for a long time, Tim. People only hear when they ask me the questions like Jenny is, because my show is to light up other people and to highlight them. And Jenny is going to be coming on my show. I tell my story to help other people. It's truly, Tim, to help other people, because there are people, they're just struggling right now, and it breaks my heart. They're struggling right now with so many, just because people, Tim, just because people don't share what's going on in life doesn't mean that their lives are easy.
He knows about that. Tim definitely knows about that.
Yes. Tim knows how much I care about.
Yes. No, I'm just talking about, he's very cognizant of people and having them share their stories, because he shared his leukemia story on my show. And nobody really knew. A couple people knew about this, but most people didn't know that he had leukemia. So that's a big deal for him. And
we're proud of you, Tim. Tim, we're proud of you.
We are. And guess what? I'm trying to fight it because I don't want to say it wrong. But after we're done here, Tim's show with Kara's on tonight at 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's about perspectives on cancer. So that's turned into a huge show. And you guys, it hasn't even been a year since he came out with this, but they has leukemia. So right now they're saying he's cancer free for now. So that's really exciting too. We do have another question for you. Yeah. Oh, thank you for posting that, Sherry. Thank you.
So I think that's what you and I are doing. We're saying, like, here we are. You look like everything is.
So this thing. Honestly, but when you look normal, that's the thing. You always look normal, right? Even if you're walking around.
Well, what is normal, right? And that's the whole thing. Right. I don't think that there is any clear definition. I don't want to be normal. I just want to be who I am. I know there's. Yeah, we fight with that, right? Your teenager is like, oh my God, I'm going to be like this. I'm going to fight. I would say about 10 or 15. Yeah, I would say, I know what year it happened. I started saying, I just want to be me. And I'm okay with that. As I've gotten older, I'm really okay with that, Jen. Like, I just want to be me. I don't want to be anybody else. I don't compete with anybody else. I just,
No, that honestly, guys, we don't have the strength for that. Like, we don't have the strength that chitter chatter behind our backs, and we just don't. That's the last thing somebody that's ill needs right now. Oops, here it is. When the teacher has to tell you exactly what he has, I'm like, the show is. I'm like, I'm sorry, Tim. Teacher just came out. Right? So it's showing perspectives on cancer with our guest, Lori Baker Sheeny, a two-time cancer survivor, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and breast cancer. Yeah. And I know they're having I don't know if they're going to call it a fundraiser or what it is, with the Leukemia Lymphoma Foundation in March. And I don't know the date exactly, but that's very important too. and it's going to be a 24-hour podcast. All these different podcasts, maybe mine, will be on there. My dad actually passed from leukemia and lymphoma. So
I'm
anyway,
sorry.
that's not. It's not. This is not about me. But I really.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, sweetheart. I know that.
Yeah, I'm really proud of Tim though.
You have such. Yeah, we are proud of Tim. Yes, we are proud of Tim. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's great that there's a platform like this for him to be able to talk about what's going on with him. That was interesting. I was interested in my show. But I'd love to do it though. So I had one more question for you though. So even though you didn't grow up in India, tell us how you stay connected with your country of origin.
It's extremely important to me. My heritage is everything. You know, I am proud to be an Indian, Jewish, American woman. I love being Indian. I love being American. I love all of it. And I'm proud to be Jewish.
Talk about a mixture of everything.
Yeah. I go back every couple of years. I stay there. I get very immersed. You know, I have very close relationships in India. It's important to me. You know, it's extremely important to me, and it's my heart and soul. Just like America is my heart and soul.
Yeah.
I have veterans in my family. You know, my brother's a veteran. My father served. So yeah, I'm proud of all of it, and so it encompasses all of it, right? And you pull all those worlds together, and they come together.
Yeah.
And that's who I am. But I will always India has my heart like America has my heart.
Yeah. I just want to ask you that. So do you like Indian food? Can you make it?
I love it. But I will say I can't. I do love it. I love it very
Never
much.
gonna go out for dinner because I'm really jealous if that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I know. I love Indian food. My favorite things are like I love chicken tikka masala. I love samosas. I love mango lassis. You know, and it's very the Indian food I have over there. You know, when I'm there, because every experience is, and you'll see when I can when I go back and I travel again, I'll be doing videos. I'll be touring everybody through the orphanage. And you'll meet you'll be climbing mountains there and just taking everybody with me on the journey because I want people to see India, you know, from that perspective, because there's so many stereotypes and misconceptions about India. And so the next time I'm there, I'm going to take people on the journey with me.
That's great.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Hey, you guys. So, and gals, I don't know if we have more questions. Well, I don't have any more questions, but we have more people here. Oh, look. Well, Emily Harmon's favorite food is...
Oh, hi, Emily. What's your favorite Indian dish? She said
that she loves to visit India.
Oh, if you get it, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
India is beautiful. India has taught me so many lessons. Some of my most important lessons in life come from India.
Have you met Amma before? Have you ever met Amma? She's kind of like the big pillar of, I don't know. I met her actually in LA, and the lines to meet her was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. People had food, drinks. You couldn't even go out to use the bathroom because it was like you lose your place in line. But I know she's almost like a deity, like walking through the streets over here, like in every country she goes to, and especially in India. So I just didn't know if you had met her before.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, Lily just said she can't wait to see your videos.
Oh, thank you. Oh, really interesting. Okay, so Emily, that's really interesting. So when I go over there and I'm at the orphanage, and I stay there for a couple weeks. Sometimes there's a lot of people from all over the world who volunteer at this orphanage, and sometimes I'll take them out, and it helps the orphanage. You know, it'll show them, different areas. But yeah, Emily, I love your idea. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Thank you.
She is so cool. Actually, she showed up here to see her daughter in Denver, and we went out to lunch with her daughter, Emily, myself, her daughter, caregiver, not caregiver, and Alex Chambers too. Super fun. I had never met.
And he brings so much value. Whoever just wrote that, I thought that was a beautiful
comment. Right? She said, I love that. See her. Yeah, would love that if she'd come over. to see you in India when you're there. I think that's what she's saying.
Oh, okay. I will keep it. I noticed.
Please don't
Yeah.
ask me my favorite dish.
Is it like so I'm thinking I'm gonna give you the most part. So is it like chicken biryani? Is it a tikka masala? Is it I'm trying to think of the most, like, those are the most well in American restaurants, those are the most popular. You get your samosas, you get the naan, you put it in there, you get the jasmine rice, those are the most, yeah.
Super yummy. She does not. She didn't write that what it was, but I know she was coming over. I think from her podcast. So we'll give her a little grace to figure it out. Probably just like pretend to spell it. Say, is it meat, chicken, nothing, rice, right?
There's a vindaloo. I'm wondering if she likes something.
She says it's vegetable.
Vindaloo is a very it's a veggie dish. Okay, she got back. Thanks, Sam. So there's also like
yeah.
There's a vindaloo. There's so many. So yeah, I love everything, the culture, the dancing, the music, all of it.
Right.
I'm a huge dancer. I've taken Bollywood lessons. One of my best friends. Yeah. So Bollywood dancing that's how I do all that stuff too when I'm missing. I took Bollywood. Oh, okay. I know what a loo is. So that's another part of being in the culture. I love the Indian music, going to Indian parties, celebrating like Diwali. That is really important to me. It's extremely important to me.
Like, can you dance that they do in the movie? The Bollywood movie? Could you do that? I don't even know how to dance like that.
It takes, I had like 2 years of classes. Yes.
Can you do it? Can you do it right now?
Right now? Right, you're gonna see a surprise video.
That would be a surprise video, exactly. But she also likes naan. How exciting though! You never know what this is going to turn into. Oh, now what does Tim have to say?
Thank you, Tim, so much. And I wish you a beautiful show, Tim. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim. I know you've had a really busy day. I mean, he's actually producing a whole bunch of podcasts for people.
He's amazing. Yeah,
I know. He's got a couple more that he's interviewed on today, so that's great. Yeah. Thanks, Tim. I'm gonna hide you. I'm gonna hide you now. So anyway, I'm so excited that you're on here. Would you like to share anything else about?
No, I want to just thank you. Thank you for discussing invisible diseases. I really, really appreciate that. I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. It definitely does for the influencers on this platform who have invisible diseases but don't talk about it. And I think you and I can still, thank you so much.
I'm not exactly sure who the user is, but that's okay. But thank you for coming up.
We appreciate you coming to the show.
Thank you.
I think it's important, Jenny, that you are an extremely empathetic human being, right? That's who you are. And I think we can still teach the way. I look for the people with a high EQ every single day. I look for this about me. I look for the kind, positive, empathetic souls. That's who I look for every single day, because I believe when we all come together, and that energy comes together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. That's what I believe.
I totally agree with you. And I don't think Gregory's on here, but I just have to give a shout out to him when he watches.
Yes. Hi, Gregory.
Is he here? I don't think he's here yet.
I'm just saying hello, so if he sees it later. Hi, Gregory.
Later. Because we both love you, Gregory. We just wish you the best of health. And that's how I met. That's actually how I met Rachel.
Yes.
Reached out to you. I'm like, I just saw this podcast that was like just a little clip of it, and I can't find him on LinkedIn. But I think you need to talk to him. I need to talk to him. And you're like, okay. And he was like, absolutely, I'll talk to you. Yeah. So I met some great people through Rachel.
Thank you.
You guys really need to watch her podcast, because
I do. That's the whole idea. I'm trying to introduce people who are going to also motivate, inspire, and level people up, right?
Yes.
To level people up, to take that next step in your life. So I bring these experts in their shows across many different fields that are there dropping the knowledge and to take people to that next step in their life. Because, you know, we all need help, right? I mean, reality, we all need help. Nobody is doing this alone. We all need help. And like we all need that, you know, we need that little push. We need that friend to say, you know, keep going. I look for the people who are empowering other people, that are
Yeah.
lighting that candle. Yeah.
So Sherry has been through a lot also.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sherry.
Yes. She has great surgeons and great doctors in LA. I miss LA a ton because the best doctors I've ever had are in LA. And I don't like to travel back there now because I don't want to travel on a plane, in a car, get over there. It doesn't even matter. I just don't feel comfortable traveling right now. But you know what, Sherry? You just have to keep moving forward with God. Oh my gosh, she had COVID too. I forgot about that.
Sorry, Sherry. That's a lot.
Yes, she's gone through quite a bit, but I think she's doing quite a bit better too. Oh, here's Bill Bradford. I almost got her to.
Hi, Bill. Good evening.
Hi, Bill. He would do it. He would come on live right now, and he would do Bollywood with you. He would.
Who what?
He would dance Bollywood with you.
Oh, he would?
Oh yeah. Yes, he dances on the Saturday shows. It's kind of funny.
All right, Bill. So now she's saying you can do Bollywood.
Hey, Bill, do you want to let us know if you can do that? He just said good evening. That's hilarious. But I mean, he's like,
good evening.
He'd probably do it. I'd be like, did you do that at your daughter's wedding the other week? Because that would be hilarious. It'd be hilarious. We never know where he's going to show up. Like Vegas, Steelers games. I don't even know. Like NFL games, NBA games. You're like, that guy is like everywhere. He's everywhere. Kind of like you. Oh, he's laughing at us right now.
Is he?
Well, it's true. Oh,
I love the dance. Yeah, I love the dance.
Yeah, right? It's hilarious. But I'm so happy they're on tonight. Oh,
thank you. Thank you for having me, Jenny. You're
welcome. But we can't end yet because I made these great banners for you. Right. So.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. And I know you work. So you're such a strong communicator, and you're really good at what you do. You know, you're really very, very good at what you do. You're wonderful at producing the show. You know what it takes. You know the interaction with your guests. You just do a really good job at what you do.
Thank you. Because you know what the most important thing is, just when you're going to have somebody on your show, not just my show, but any show, please get to know the person. Don't just let them come on because you're like, oh, they seem like they're really cool.
Yeah.
You just have them come on and you're like, I really don't know your name or who you are, but come on. You know, it's like, it's not, you really need to know the person or get to know them before. And
absolutely.
You can actually tell their story with them. So they're not sitting there going,
it's extremely important. You have to know your guests before they come on the show. I 100% agree. You have to have the relationship, the bond. Like none of my show is scripted. Like I know people well enough when I invite them on the show, and that's what I keep telling people: build that relationship, because that relationship that you're building right now is crucial, and you'll be so grateful you did. A year down the line.
Oh,
well, thank you, sweetheart. No need to apologize. Bill, we just appreciate you showing up. No need to apologize.
No, Bill, I was thinking, is Bill going to be on here so I can just say, can you please dance with her? I'll bring you on right now. Just like, no. I don't know if I want to do that right now, but I would have done it. If he was in earlier, I'd be like, hey, just sent you a link, Bill. Anyway, so that's kind of funny. But you guys, don't forget about her book. It's so empowering. I really, for men and women, like I said before, please go on to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or are they in these other stores?
Yeah, it's on more like Target's. I think Target's website, Walmart's website. So, and most 90% of people get it on Amazon.
Okay. Yeah. So, did I make you cry? No, just kidding. Because I saw the bacon. I did not eat the bacon. I can't promise how old that bacon is. So I'm not going to eat
it. You're just making me really hungry, and I'm rolling right now. And every time, like every single time that I'm like I see bacon, it's just because I have so many people in my life too who are like diehard, bacon people.
And I was just telling her before we went on. I go, listen, I had a vegan that woke up from a surgery and said, I want a steak, a raw steak, as raw as it can be. I want bacon. I want ice cream. She's like vegan. She's vegan, everything. And guess what? She actually ate that stuff. And now I was like, well, you just busted yourself for eating bacon. You're not really a vegan anymore, are you? It's kind of cute though.
Sherry, I am happy to hear that you're still thriving. You know, sometimes the hardest part of everything we go through, it teaches us our strength. And I get that, Sherry, because I've had 3 near-death experiences, which I'll share next time with Jenny. So yeah, I'm grateful every day to get up and be thriving and to just be alive. So I understand that, and I thank you for sharing that with me.
Yes, thank you, Sherry, for saying that. And Sherry, you really got to get in here because I cannot believe you got COVID too after all these surgeries. I was like, I mean, that's probably everybody's biggest fear is that you either get in the hospital or you get it before or after you have your surgeries. I mean, that's just like, I cannot imagine, Sherry. I will reach out to you. You're gonna have to be on the show. Just have to be on the show too. Maybe with you too. Maybe we'll have like a whole.
Let's do it. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Fun. It will be super fun. We'll have sparkles too. And you guys, Daniel Hall, he's not on here right now, but Daniel Hall is making my intro. So it's going to be really cool. Mark my words, it's going to be really cool.
You do a good job, sweetie. You do a good job. You should be very proud of yourselves.
Well, thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy they're on the show today. This was a big deal for me. I was like, I just have to wait a couple of minutes before I go live. Not before we went live, before we talked. We came on like an hour early just to
chat. And that, I keep telling people that, it's about the relationship, the friendship. That's how all business is done on this platform. It's building that relationship, building that friendship, and that is how business happens.
When I was running my marketing firm, that's why people worked with me. That's why they wanted my people to build their websites and do their social media, because it's all about how people connect with you. Because the industry that I was in was very, very judgmental and very kind of ticky-tacky about everything. So you have to work with people that you can trust, especially when I was in the cannabis industry. If you don't trust the people you're working with, then just walk away. You have to walk away. I've kind of walked away from that a little bit, but because I really like this so much more. I was a journalism major. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I think that that's all of our questions, unless I brought everybody up. So anyway, should we say goodbye to everybody before I sign off?
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for attending Jenny's show today. Thank you, and we're grateful and appreciative. Thank you.
Oh, girl, they came on here because of you.
They came on here because of you.
No, they got because of you. All right. Thank you again, Sherry. Sherry's a big supporter of my GoFundMe, and thank you.
I think that's beautiful.
That's very beautiful. So I will be on Rachel's show.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
I know, right? Now this will air in about 10 to 12 hours. So it'll hit India. India could actually be they could actually be user, or what is that called? Where we can't figure out who they are. LinkedIn user, who are you? I hate that. I was like,
it comes up a lot on StreamYards. I've noticed that too. I've done a couple this week. I'm doing more this week, and it comes up a lot. But thank you, sweetheart, for everything.
Thank you so much. Really, really thank you. So I will see you on the 16th. Thank you, everybody. I think I'll just say it one more time. Thank you, Bill, Sherry, Emily Harmon, and never feel bad for coming in later on the show, because we always work.
We're just grateful. Yeah, I always tell people, you never have to apologize. We're grateful for you showing up. I always tell people, live your lives, take care of you, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Feed your husbands, wives, kids, dogs, cats. We had a little dog early on. Her dog is so cute. Her dog, oh my God, her dog's so cute. So Emily came, and oh, here he comes. I almost forgot. Tim was here, and actually we had the okay, you guys. Maria was here. Philip Jones, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you. And they're going to be on pretty soon too. Yep. And we did not talk about the diabetes.
No. And we can say that for another show and talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to do that. It's another
the
invisible disease. It's very important. So we will discuss that later. Hey, Russ Hedge, thanks for showing up. And you guys, I hope you guys have a great night. And gals too. So thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
sending you love, sister.
Thank you. Thank you,
I will
love.
see you soon. I hope you have a beautiful night.
I hope you do too. Night.
Thanks.
Night, everybody.
Love ya.